Hey Zan fam, sorry I'm a bit rubbish. I've got a bad throaty thing at the minute, but that does not preclude me from making videos for you guys. Right, so Grand Theft Auto 6, we get a million videos about it from a million different creators, all of them, as far as you're concerned, and to be fair, often myself, all saying pretty much the same stuff. And that's by no fault of their own. As it stands currently with Grand Theft Auto 6, we have only a tiny amount of information. We have next to nothing. We have footage that we can't look at and can't show on YouTube because we'll get a takedown notice. We have one trailer. We have some scant reports. We have some unconfirmed photos of screenshots from what's possibly within inside a particular Rockstar development building. We have word given to us by people who may or may have not have worked with Rockstar before. There's lots of very loose threads which could and also simultaneously could not be anything to do with the game at all. So it is, as usual with Rockstar games, a big mystery. And to be fair, I kind of prefer the mystery because that means when the game comes out it'll be all the more special, but it does mean for channels that do Grand Theft Auto 6 content that they basically are just going around and around and around and around in circles. And that's not good for anybody. It's not good for you, the viewer, and it's not good for them, the content creator. Because when you can't get to say new stuff, it can wear you down, and that's partly how some YouTubers burn out. When they can't think of or get to do new stuff. Now, probably some of you out there are going like, Zemble, who do we trust? Well, as a content creator, there are three main channels that I personally go to when I want to get actual information and realistic perspective on what has possibly happened and what will possibly happen, and without any hyperbole, just stating the facts and trying to keep their feet on the ground and trying to keep the feet of their community on the ground. Now, the first option is, of course, TGG. I mean, TGG is a long-standing Grand Theft Auto content creator. He's been around a good long while. He's an Australian channel, big numbers, and he just seems like an alright bloke. And he gets a lot of online hate, like especially when there was the whole moon theory thing, and he took the Michael out of it by having this whiteboard and strings and stuff and going, ah! And basically, the classic meme, the guy going, ah! With the board and stuff. He took on that and he just had a bit of fun with it. And the community members of, shall we say, a less stable mindset had a go at him, saying that he was clickbaiting. No, he was having a laugh. And the man has to make the same content over and over and over again. And he's got ad revenue and sponsors to please. So he has to keep pumping out the content. And the second one I would say about would probably be Cyberboy, but spelt B-O-I, not B-O-Y. Anyway, he's good. He is on screen, but he wears a mask because I think he knows very well that there are a lot of nutters in this world, and if you're saying enough controversial stuff, said nutters will come after you. So he hides his identity, and I can't say I blame the guy, because the amount of rubbish that TG has gotten over the years, yeah, I can see why Cyberboy basically hides his identity. So that makes sense, and he is very grounded, and he has a nice way of speaking to camera, and he just seems to be a genuine bloke. But top of the list, McTiernan. He's relatively new on the scene, but I love his delivery. He makes me laugh, but he also informs me. And his live streams are fun, and his perspective is refreshing. So those three creators, I would say, if you're looking for Grand Theft Auto news outside of yours truly, then those are probably the gentlemen that you wish to view. But as it goes for me, I only produce Grand Theft Auto stuff when there's actually something substantive to say. When there's actually something you can really get hold of and go, look, this thing. Haha. Right now, we're just bouncing from rumour to speculation theory to fake screenshots, and in this age of AI slop, there's so many images created by people, and there's even ones where I forget the name of the creator off the top of my head, but there's this one guy, and he's a digital artist, and he makes lots of stuff, and he makes these videos about how he makes fake GTA stuff to put online to watch people go, oh my god! And I've seen people take that footage and then call it out for being fake, when that's the whole point of it, that it is fake. It's reached an interesting point where basically Grand Theft Auto community has completely Ouroboros. It's eating itself. And when this ever-decreasing circle news cycle, there's a sentence for you, circle news cycle. Say that 5 times fast while taking some shots. Anyway, yeah, so this news cycle where it keeps going and going and going, and everybody's saying the same stuff and saying the same stuff, and the community itself is getting annoyed at itself, and equally more and more annoyed at Rockstar. I mean, we've reached a point where we're talking about moon cycles and development of previous games and the release of previous games and how that would impact the release of this game and what systems it'll come on, and when the other things that Rockstar are doing on the side and how they'll impact the game, and the release of other games, and how the non-release of Grand Theft Auto 6 is holding back the release of other games from other companies because everybody's afraid to release around Grand Theft Auto 6 because it'll be such a juggernaut. And then we've got people coming out like Jason Schreier and stuff and saying games are slowing down, nobody's buying games because everybody's skint, and everybody's holding off buying on the game because they all think that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be 100 when it comes out, 100 quid or $100, whatever it is you are. They're all thinking it's going to reach 100, and it better not, because if it does, I ain't buying it for 100. I'll wait for a sale. Now, my original plan was to go to the midnight launch, if indeed there is one, and by God I hope there is, because that's going to be amazing, and it'll also probably be the last ever midnight launch. Let's face it, boys and girls and non-binaries. Yeah, there's probably not going to be another midnight launch after this, even if this exists. So bear that in mind. Now I want to go and film it, and I'll obviously try to be first in line again. Ooh, speaking of trying, by the way, you may have noticed that this is not the big project video. The big project video will be the next video, next week. I want to give the previous video time to bake, time to get those comments in, those shares in, those views in. Now it's edging ever closer to 200 views. That's good, but it's not good enough. So if you've made it this far in the video, okay, please remember to go to the previous video and do the liking, the sharing and the commenting. It's really, really super needed. Okay, thank you. Anyway, where was I? Yeah. So community, game industry, News cycle, melt, 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 melt. So, what can we do? Well, there's nothing really we can do right now except just keep watching the news cycle and hoping against hope that eventually Rockstar will actually just say something. I mean, we have had Strauss Zelnick say that, like, the game is definitely set to come out in 2025. Now, he's just the executive. Admittedly, he's the top guy, but he's just an executive. He's not a developer. Now, there's a lot of people that say that Grand Theft Auto 6 is effectively finished development. They're just, tidying up and stuff. And with a game of the size and complexity of that it'll be, because in every Grand Theft Auto game has increased its size and complexity upon the previous, and when you look at what 5 has in it, that's a big game. There's a lot going on there. So if they're looking to increase upon that previous effort, then that means there's going to be a lot of room for bugs to appear. And the last thing you want, if you've put all this money and all this effort and all this time and all the reputational worth into Grand Theft Auto 6, the last thing you want for it to be on day one is a broken mess. And even that goes doubly so for the online mode. They want to make sure that when they bring that puppy out, it is rock solid. It is tight as tight can be. So do with that information what you will, my people. Do with that information as you will, because that's all we've really got. We've got speculation, we've got hopes, and we've got fakes aplenty, and we've got... I mean, you type in Grand Theft Auto 6 into your search engine, okay, at the top of the screen, and what you'll see is literally channel after channel after channel after channel after channel after... It's ridiculous. A million channels out there all saying basically the same stuff and just trying to find a different way to present it. I'm not going to do that to you. When there's something new to actually say about Grand Theft Auto 6, then I'll appear. I've got people in my daily life who know I'm a YouTuber, who come to me for information and go, hey, dude, where's Grand Theft Auto 6? I'm a tiny little YouTuber, I only have 1,200 and odd subscribers. I don't have Rockstar on the phone, but I have people coming to me in my personal life and sometimes on social media going, dude, what's going on? Where's Grand Theft Auto 6? I don't know anything. I know as much as what the aforementioned, TGG, Cyberboy, and McTiernan know. I know as much as Ollie43 knows. Because they tell the internet, I'm on the internet and I find out. And admittedly, sometimes I'll be able to tell you stuff before you get to know it because you watch it through me, which I thank you for immensely. But when you get right down to brass tacks, the true truth of the matter is, until Rockstar actually bring out another trailer or press release or screenshots or whatever, or to the gaming gods we pray, a release date and price, then we don't know anything. We only know a few things. We only know there are 2 protagonists. We only know that it's set in a Florida-like setting. We only know that that it's contemporary time period, and we only know that it's going to only be on current gen consoles. There will be no PS4 support. There will be no Xbox One support. This is all Xbox Series and PlayStation 5. And no word as yet as regards to PC. Now yes, PC guys are finally getting the expanded and enhanced version of Grand Theft Auto 5, but Grand Theft Auto 6 for PC, I reckon that's at least a year to 2 years away. because they want to make sure to get those sales on consoles, and then, and only then, once the sales on console have come up and are looking really super tasty, then they'll bring out the PC version, because there'll be people who have console and PC and they'll be looking to double dip on those sales. If I know Rockstar, they're probably hoping to double dip on people who have both a PlayStation and an Xbox. Yes, people like that exist. I wish I was one of them, but I'm not. Although admittedly, with the way Xbox is going, with putting all its games, or a good chunk of its games, on PlayStation anyway, who knows how much longer that will last. And then again, as I said in a short a wee while ago, if you can play Xbox games, digital Xbox games, on a PC from the PC stores, inside, in a PC format, does that then mean that you could buy the Xbox Series console digital version of Grand Theft Auto 6 and then play that on a PC? But then what would be the point of that? Because the stats of the game would be locked to Xbox Series proportions, so it's not like you'd get more out of it for the extra power that you would have in your PC if indeed you have the money to have an Uber PC. So you see how we just go round and round and round and round in circles. Well, instead of going in circles, go to your keyboard and use the hashtag Support Scottish YouTubers. And of course, as always, aye, nae bother.